The good thing is I try to practice this on every day so that I don't go on these long rants. I give myself good credit for that little talk, because I got a whole rant on this credential consciousness thing. I think I was pretty contained. But before I lose my balance, we'll do the cat-cow sort. I got a chance that the chemical environment inside me is not going to basically start, shoveling fuel into the fire about how totally absurd this is, people walking around. You want me to tell you the one? There was this guy, Geert. No one knew Geert. Cable knew him. Great guy. And he come around and started doing the yoga. And I told him he should go down to summer solstice. And he didn't want to go to summer solstice because he was trying to get out of debt. So what kind of debt you got? Well, I owe like $10,000 in credit cards. I said, so you're paying back a computer, you understand that, right? Well, I'd rather have that clear than blow $500 and go down into Mexico. So I twisted his arm hard and basically forced him to go down to the summer solstice. So in his consciousness, he had that experience, and he was now owed the credit card companies $10,500. Well, he didn't know how to make the difference, the value. So when it came time for teacher training, which was $3,000, I couldn't twist the arm anymore, because he was, that thought of getting the debt down was more important than the teacher training. And I tried numerous times, but I couldn't get him past that space. And I had taught a class, talked to him after the class. I was on Robertson Boulevard, going south, and making a left onto Airdrome by the 7-Eleven there, left towards the ashram. There's a light there, I have a blinker on, I'm sitting waiting for the traffic to come, and a car comes barreling over the hill, coming right at me, and I have no chance to move. And it just flashes by. But in that flash moment, I saw death. And the only thing that came into my head was Geert. He doesn't know when he's going to die. And he has bought a thought about being debt-free. And that's more important than having the experience of taking this course and getting this kind of soul, subtle body elevation. So he didn't take the course because he wanted to get out of debt. So this is 4 or 5 months later in the course, and it's Christmas Eve-ish. It's right before we went to winter solstice. And there's a big circle of people in the room, and we're going around the circle saying what you're getting from the course. And there's probably 50 people, and probably a dozen or so people say, well, I'm really glad I'm taking this course, because if I weren't taking this course, I'd be out at some Christmas party getting wasted or drunk or drugged up like I have for the last umpteen years. A lot of people, I'm grateful that the Kundalini is at least getting me out of that lifestyle into something different and better. We go down to winter solstice, and it turns out then we get the news that Geert, who wasn't in the training, that night that we were in the circle, was at a party, was drinking, got in a car, drove into a telephone pole, and died. And that's when it came to me. So you never know. Life is precious. Getting these teachings is precious. Everything we're doing here is trying to give you energy that goes into your subtle body. So when you leave your physical body, your subtle body goes with you. Or your soul leaves, your pranic body leaves, and the physical shuts down, right? The soul leaves with the subtle body. Whatever thing that you've done that's graceful, anything you've done that's refined, anything that you've done that's divine, anything you've done that's uplifting, that's conscious, that's elevating, is subtle, is grace. That grace blesses you and you take it with you to wherever you go in the future. So what we try to do here is infuse the radiant body into the subtle body, so that your subtle body has a radiance, and that goes with your soul no matter where you go next. That's what we're doing here. That's our intent. Our intent is not to give you some credential. So that soul left without having this opportunity, even though this opportunity was right in front of him, available. But he had certain thought forms that weren't let him in there. So you should think about it. Because there's lots of people who we've told, come take the training. I'll wait till next year. Okay? Or I'll take it over here, it's not as far a drive from my house. Well, you go to these other trainings where there's more credential, they're being taught by credential consciousness people. And see how much energy you get infused into you. So it's your life. You experiment. You figure out which is best for you. Because if you want a credential, there's an easier place to get it. Right? We don't put your arms up, The lectures aren't confusing. They just read from the book. Let's all read together now. But you have the credential, which is not something that's going to go with you when you leave your body. Right? And go up into those big mansions up in Beverly Hills and knock on door and ask those people where they went to college. Somewhere along the line they figured out how to get money, and they have a certain lifestyle. So what you're trying to do is figure out how to get a certain amount of energy so you can have a certain type of lifestyle. You can translate that into any material level you want. But there's two types of people on this planet. There's happy people and there's unhappy people. And there's plenty of unhappy people in every economic strata of society, and there's plenty of happy people everywhere. And this system says if you have enough energy, you will be a happy person. And a happy person makes for a happy world. Unhappy people make for an unhappy world. And there's some very well-educated people who have the credentials who are out creating lots of harm and mayhem on this planet. So all that needs to be addressed. But we're not going to do it now. Okay.